Hi there, this is a quick comparison of two ancient sat-navs dating from about 2007-2008. One is a TomTom one and the other is a Garmin Nüvi 360. They're both quite small and both similar size. The TomTom one feels better built and the software feels a bit nicer. I've been using it for about 6 or 7 years. I got it on eBay, but recently the signal has become really unreliable, and this I think is due to the week number rollover. Basically, in the GPS system, the information for the date and time can only count up for about 14 years, and then it resets. The week number rolls over. And this means that I can't get a proper date and time stamp on here unless I reset the clock every time manually. But it also seems to affect how well it finds the satellites. Maybe it estimates where they are. So it's become effectively useless because half the time it's not getting a signal. So I got this Garmin Nüvi 360 on eBay. It was only £12. And I'm just going to see how it works. From web searches, the Garmins don't seem to suffer from this problem to do with the week number rollover. They seem to have programmed their software better. Whereas TomTom say these are just too old and they're not going to support any updates for the week number rollover. I don't really want to buy a new posh sat-nav because this car is so old now. It's 2001 and it's eventually going to break, and then my new one might have a built-in sat-nav. The other problem with the Garmin Nüvi I got on eBay is that it didn't come with a bracket, so I've had to bodge this on the back using some cable clips, which makes it fit onto the TomTom bracket. And if it works as a sat-nav, I'll probably glue those on more permanently. At the moment I'll just hold it on with elastic bands as well. So we're all ready to go at last. It wasn't doing anything, and I realised that you have to pull the aerial out on this one for it to work. But we're all programmed in now, and I found some elastic bands to attach it with. The only problem was when I plug the USB in, it thinks it's connected to a computer, so I can't power it like that. I'm going to have to solder some wires onto the other connector on the back or something. Hi, so I'm just coming back to this sat-nav review which I started, which I never got around to finishing. So the problem I had with the Garmin Nüvi, where I couldn't power it off the USB, on the TomTom, if you connect an external power supply to the USB, it asks you whether you want to connect to a computer or not. So the problem is, as soon as you connect USB power, it goes to computer mode. So the workaround I found for this, after fiddling with it for a while, various things on the internet said it was to do with supply voltage, but I had to mess around with that and it didn't seem to make any difference. And there's this other connector on the back which presumably is supposed to connect to the proper bracket for it and maybe power it through there, but I don't have a connector to fit in there. So the workaround I found is, if you, having gone into this computer mode, if you unplug the power, wait for that copyright message to come up and then immediately plug it back in again, the power, it should then go into the maps in a charging mode without having that computer mode on. It does take a while to boot up this one. What else is there to tell you about it? So now we're going into the maps. So you can see on the menu screen it's got this battery charging symbol at the top. Yeah, they're pretty similar in terms of the mapping, I'd say, the two sat-navs. One big problem with this one, or big limitation, is it shows you your current speed, but it doesn't give you any speed limit information, unlike the TomTom, which gave you the speed limit and also warned you if you were going over the speed limit if you had it set up to do that, whereas this Garmin doesn't. The only thing it warns you about is speed camera locations, which could be very out of date on this map I've got here. It also seems to be really optimistic speed-wise. The TomTom I found usually you generally end up gaining on its estimated time of arrival, whereas the Garmin one you generally end up being a lot slower than it. So it's probably, I guess, working on the type of road rather than the speed limits. It doesn't need to have any speed limit information. One quite nice little feature is it's got these different vehicles you can select, and you can download some off the internet. If I can remember where they are, maybe in system. No, not in system. Maybe in display. Not in display. Where was it then? Here we are, vehicle. So I've downloaded some. So the first few are the ones it comes with. I think they're all ones it comes with. Then I've downloaded some. So I've downloaded, this one is like the Back to the Future DeLorean in flying mode. This one's a Saab 93. That's off of something like the Dukes of Hazzard. That's a Land Rover Safari. Then we've got a Renault Kangoo, another version of the DeLorean but not in flying mode, and a Citroen Berlingo, which is actually I think the newer model, and it's like a police version. And then that vehicle will appear on the map. So if we put the map on, you can see that vehicle there. If I was driving it, it would probably go into 3D view. So yeah, I have used it a few times now, and it does actually work as a sat nav. As I said, big problem is the lack of speed limit information. I've also bought a generic bracket so I don't have to use the elastic bands. The other thing it does that the TomTom one doesn't is it announces the road names. If you've got it set to one of the text-to-speech voices, it will announce road names, which the old one didn't. One really good thing that the TomTom one used to do was it had an option to turn the maps off above a certain speed, and then it went to a display where it gave you a large display of the speed limit and your speed, and a diagram of the next junction, which was quite nice. So all in all, I think I would prefer the TomTom as a sat nav, except it doesn't work anymore.